I think there is a gap between the wealthy and the poor as far as money goes, and sometimes the what they get, the resources that are provided to them. That'd probably be the best way to say it.
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I think there's always been a gap between the rich and the poor. I don't know that that is I think it's a societal issue. I think the rich get richer and the poor get poorer because the rich have the ability to invest it in things, start businesses, do whatever, so that'll always be there. I don't know that there's a way to stop that.
Definitely ever since I've been alive. Yeah, I don't know how it was before I was here, but I know for a while there's been a big gap, right? They're obviously the top richest people have a ton of money. There's people who don't have any.
Yes, that would be an understatement. I think that there's an unbelievably large gap between the rich and the poor, especially depending on what your, numbers or where you're saying where the line is between rich and poor. But just the perception is great.
I do. I feel even back when you read about, the early 1900s into the mid 1900s to now, I feel like there's always been a very poor and a very rich. And I think the only thing that has mutated and changed over the years is the middle class.
Be rich.
To me, to be rich really isn't about money. It's about how I feel and what I can provide to other people. I know that's different for some though, because to be rich to some, like we just had the lottery craze, was, ooh, I'm going to win a lot of money. But to me, being rich, especially in the education profession, is helping people.
Well, I'm just trying to
Obviously rich is money, but people are rich with the things they have in their life above and beyond monetary things. So, we can find, I didn't go into teaching to be rich, let's say that, right? I went in for the relationships and hanging out with kids and teaching kids, that kind of stuff. So am I rich because of that? Maybe so. I'm definitely not wealthy.
Yeah.
How's that?
Sounds good.
Yeah. To work for your money.
Okay. Rich to you. To be rich means to have a lot of money, life of luxury. You can buy anything you want whenever you want.
I think we're talking financially rich. To me, growing up in a middle class family and being in a middle class family, I think rich is just being able to pay the bills and being able to do things that you want to do and not have to worry about check to check and where your next meal's coming from. If you asked Donald Trump what rich is, he's going to give you a different answer. If you ask somebody who's been homeless for 6 months, they're going to give you a different answer what rich is. So to me, that's rich. I feel rich when I don't have to worry about check to check and know I can, do the things I want to do.
My opinion on the top 1% is that there's a sense of entitlement by the top 1%, that sometimes they don't use their money wisely, and that they're more about themselves than they are about other people.
The top 1%. If my opinions are that, first and foremost, I believe they're the top 1% because they've earned it somehow. So I don't know that should be taken away from them. But I also, if you want to talk taxes and stuff, I think they should pay their fair share. And so because they invest in businesses and they start companies and stuff like that, they get tax breaks because of that. So they don't necessarily pay their fair share. Do you understand?
Have they earned it, or do you think they were born
Oh, I
into
definitely
it?
believe most of them probably
What about the
earned
ones
it.
that were born into it?
Well, I think if you do some reading, and definitely not all, but some of the top billionaires in the world, they're pretty darn hard on their kids.
Yeah.
Like, they don't give their kids anything. They teach them how to start companies. They teach them how to manage money, but they don't just say, "Here you go, I made billions, and you can have whatever you want." It's not that the kids grew up without either, but they don't just give it to them. So they're pretty hard on their kids. So.
Well, I think they can do what they want with their money because they worked for it, and that's theirs. They can do with it. with it or what they want.
Really, really
Yeah.
loaded people that can
Yep.
do whatever they want. Most of those people have earned their money, right? So I mean, you kind of idolize them a little bit, right? They might not be doing something they enjoy. Like I enjoy my job. I get to teach PE and do that kind of stuff all day. It doesn't pay $1 trillion, but they seem to somewhat enjoy what they're doing, or at least enjoy the benefits of it. So I think their work ethic is something to look up to.
I think that really they control. There is a small amount of people that control a large amount of money in our country, and one side of me says, you know what? God bless. They've worked really hard. Somewhere along the line, may not be the person who has it now, but their great grandfather, or whatever. But that's a lot of power to have. You know, long as they're paying taxes and as long as we're trying to make things as equal. I mean, you don't want to go into somebody else and take their money. I mean, that they've earned all that money. But in the same boat, what are we doing as far as do they have to pay their percentage of taxes towards welfare or whatever else we're talking about, making sure they're held accountable.
50-50. I think there are some people in the top 1% who really do some great things with their money. I think you read about people who donate to charity, they give their time, and they're using their money to help the world or build products that are helping the world. I think there are people in the top 1% though who do not do those things though, where I think they are selfish. They could be doing more with the luck that they've had or the gifts that they've been given.
What do you think the government has done to help the 1%?
I think the government has helped the 1% by not taxing them more.
What about the rest of the 99% of the country?
I think they have helped. I think personally, things like Obamacare, whether you like it or not, I think that was an attempt to help the 99%. Welfare, whether you believe in it or not, I think is an attempt to help the other 99%. Other job opportunities that people try to bring up, raising the minimum wage, things like that. Whether or not you as an individual agree with it, I think that is the government trying to help the 99%.